Well, hello everybody and welcome back. Just doing this short video. Just found out about a little over a week ago that we lost a really good and dear friend in the model community. Boyd Crompton from TREKWORKS has passed from his cancer. And yeah, it's a very sad day when I found out about that. Boyd was just a wonderful person who helped you with anything you needed. And, I remember when he first gave me a shout out on his channel, on my channel on the Millennium Falcon build, and that meant a lot to me, and I wish I had videos of what I did. Then that was prior to me videoing, so at that time I was just taking a lot of pictures, but I did do a reveal video, and he did check that out and said he loved it, and gave me a shout out, and that was great, and commented on some of my other builds, and especially with the painting on like the UFO from outer space, and that means a lot because he was a painter, and he got me into doing the using the craft acrylics, which he's right. You got such a variety of colors. It's a little finicky, but once you get used to it, it's a joy actually to paint. In order to thin them out, he taught you how. In order to thin them out, you have to spray really light because it will be really runny since it's water based and all that. But so much I've learned in the last 8 years watching his channel, and surely gonna be missed. Seeing it's gonna be a great loss not seeing his videos posted and learning something new. And he was so enthused on helping people, which is rare and great. He didn't hide anything. He let you know all his little secrets, and I appreciate it because it's helped me out massively. And I know what he was going through. I had stage 4 cancer as well. I've been fighting it for 6 years, so I know what he was going through, and it's just really, really sad, and to hear that he passed. Such a great man. So, but basically what I'm thinking, I see a lot of guys out there that are sending out their support and honoring Boyd doing some builds. And I had these old Enterprise Ds. I have this older one, and then I have a Platts, which is gotta be, it's the same kit. It's gotta be a different distribution. Maybe in Asia or something like that. That might be the distribution there. So it's called Platts. But I have another 2 of these because what I was originally gonna do is build one as the whole ship, and then the other one I'm gonna have the saucer section and the drive section separate and have them both lit. But then round 2 re-released, and I was sweating doing all the window holes, and I'm still sweating on these the window holes. But I did get a clear one from round 2 when they just re-released it in the transparent injection, so now I can do the old window scraping technique. So this is probably going to end up being the one that's all together, and then I'll use one for the separation of the saucer and the drive section, which maybe that one I will just leave a lot of the window lights out. I don't know. But then I thought, well, I have this other one. I was a little hesitant to getting the clear one because I already have 2. So I was like, do I build this and sell it, or do I, sell it as is? In a box. It was wrapped, but I just opened it up. But I think I'm going to use this as a tribute build for Boyd. I just ordered some custom decals so I can have a custom registry and name of the ship. We'll reveal all that later. I hope that comes out well. I haven't heard back from the gentleman, but Yeah, so I got all new registries, all new decal sheet, but he allows you to do your custom registry, which is great. So I'm going to do that. And then I think on this one I'm going to try something that, it's a hard kit to do. Both the Platts and this old AMT are in this bluish gray plastic that they molded it in. So I was thinking, you know, maybe I won't do all the windows in this unless I do some research. There's got to be a better way to do window holes instead of drilling 3, especially these long ones. That's the thing with the Starships. They're not just a porthole window. They're elongated with round tops and bottoms. So you usually end up having to, in this scale, drill like 3 holes and then kind of file them, you know, or use your drill to kind of go back and forth and file out the holes. But as we all know, as Trekworks fans, he did that Enterprise E. Now that wasn't a white, so that makes it a little easier. But he lit through, light blocked the top, and lit through. Now, I've held this up to my light, and you can get light to come through it. It's going to have to be really close. Can't do the normal saucer thing where you have like lights on the upper shining down to light the lowers, like on the 350 refit or the 350 TOS. So you're going to kind of have to almost have the lights right on the window areas, pointing like to them, I think will work. Because if I hold this up, I have a LED shop light that, you know, has the mirror and it has the LED strip. And if I hold it up, they glow enough, I think, just to get the idea. I don't need them brilliant like the other ones. I think just to get the idea, and especially this scale of ship, they're not, window lights are not going to be like, you know, like a 350. They can kind of be a little brighter. So I figured on Boyd's Tribute build, maybe I might try to do a technique that he showed me on his channel on the E. Now they'll have a little bluish tint to them, but that's okay. Like I said, they don't need to be overly bright for this scale. Because like even in the TV series when you see it go by, the window lights are not really that bright, except for maybe like the observation areas or stuff like that, or 10 forward where they're bigger windows on the front edge here. But we won't be able to do the front edge windows. Like 10 forward you would never be able to do. You'd have to almost build it and then drill the holes. Because where 10 forward is where it's the two halves glue together. But I think that'll give me enough. I wish I had a little flashlight to show you how much, but it gets enough that I can get at least a little glow, and when you get up close or in the dark, you'll see a glow. So we're going to try that, and I think, you know, it actually works out good how these window groups work. There are a lot of them are on the rim, a lot of them are on this outer rim here, so we could actually run a band of high density LEDs right up on it. I'll probably make a little stilts so they sit up. And just take some round tube styrene and you just glue them to on the top of the LED that the LED actually is on the tape. And once you glue a bunch of them down, you can use them as kind of like stilts. And that'll be a way to fasten them down to the inside here. And I think, you know, because most of the major windows are right around the rim, and then you got, it's hard to see in this light, and then you got another ring of a lot of windows here, but nowhere near like this outer rim. This outer rim we can really run like maybe 2 bands. It's going to take more LEDs than usual when you can just do the saucer thing where you can just kind of, you know, put a strip here, a strip here, and a strip here, and then you have them point down and that lights the lower, and then on the lower you do the opposite. You just have them bounce, and then you do a little white or silver. Boyd always liked the white, because I do agree sometimes the silver does give a little bit of a color to the light. But whatever you do, it works. It works. To bounce it around in there, and which I'll do as well, so it really bounces around. And then on this, normally you light block the normal ones usually light block the inside, but this will have to light block the outside, and do a decent enough black, if I remember from what he said, to make sure you don't have any light leaks, and then you'll just do the old scrape. So I think that would be neat to do, even if it doesn't work perfectly. It's using one of Boyd's techniques on one of his builds, so I think that would be cool. And then if I like it, then I know I can do a couple windows on the one that I have separated. Because that one, the saucer, I guess, would be quite lit up. Everybody rushed to the saucer, except for the people that are going to go to the battle in the battle bridge. And as far as the rest of the lighting, it's going to be the normal standard nav lights, strobes, and this one, my others I have the photo etch already for the wiring to go in here, but this one I think I'm gonna try the old channel and just putty it. There's a good, without going, you can on the ones that have the photo etch, you can just go right down this grill, because they give you that ribbed area. Yeah, that ribbed area, that they give you a photo etch, so you can just trench that out really good. Get your wires to poke out here so they go into the nacelles, and then you just put the photo etch over it. No putty and no mess, no fuss. But this one I think I'm going to actually do the trenching, and I'll just follow that line right there. I'll probably follow both of those lines, one for the positive, one for the negative. And I gotta look, I can't remember if the Enterprise D has a strobe. I think it does in the back of the nacelle. So I'm gonna have to send 3 wires up that thing, which should be interesting. But yeah, so I'm excited about this. I can kind of make this one my own, because it's gonna be, or my own, but also a tribute to Boyd. I like to try to get a little bit of, I'd love to get his logo and put them in some spots on the ship. So I'll have to see what I can do on that. If I can just get a copy of this logo and print a decal. But also, watching a lot of his old videos, I always remembered the one when I was going through treatments watching, because I'd watch a lot of the obscured ones where it's just, or the model shop show. But he has one on building a 58, is it a 58 Plymouth Fury, a Christine car. And he shows a whole video of him rebuilding that car from ground up, pretty much. He got it from somewhere out there in Texas, and he tore it apart and rebuilt it, and it came out beautiful. Took it to car shows, and so I was looking online to see if someone had an actual Christine model, and AMT did release a Christine model, and I found one, so I picked up one of those, and that's going to be another tribute build, since he was a car lover. And he put a lot of time and effort into that Christine car, and I think he ended up selling it. I'm not sure, but I believe so. But so that's going to be another tribute that I'd like to do for him. And I don't have a lot of car models. I did a lot of that when I was a kid, so I enjoy building them. I built an old Ford pickup truck that has the wooden beds and stuff, and the planks and stuff. That came out really nice. I enjoyed that. I got all the Batmobiles. I finally ordered the Batman and Robin one, because I had all of them but the Batman and Robin. I wasn't sure if I had the Batman and Robin or or if I was missing the Batman Forever, but it was the Batman Rum. So I was looking up Christine, some reason it just popped up, Batmobile. And I'm like, oh, that's the one I need, so I ordered that as well. So I got another huge diorama coming up somewhere way in the future. That's going to be, I want to do a bat cave. But I'm rambling on stuff. Yeah, it's still taking me a while to process, not, you know, having him out there. It's a great loss to the community. Like I said, he was such a warm, open, would answer anything you had, any question you had, or helped you with any technique you needed to work on, or anything like that. So it's a great loss. I was hoping to see him up at Wonderfest one time, or I know he was trying to start a model show in his hometown closer to him, because Wonderfest is a hike from where he lives. But that's all I had to say. It's just a great loss, and it's going to be sad to not see new videos from him. You know, he was just getting into the 3D printing like I am, and him getting into it kind of helped push me into getting into it, you know, watching his first videos on setting up his printers and stuff. And yeah, what a great loss, and my heart and thoughts go out to his family and all his close friends. And but until next time, as Boyd would say, happy modeling.